So, I have never started a YouTube video at 8 o'clock at night. I've been so busy lately and had a couple of weeks off from posting long form content because I just needed to chill. If I'm really busy, you guys know I post short form content pretty much every day. I can't remember the last time I didn't post. That is ultimately it is like my bread and butter. Like, doing these long form videos is really nice because it gives you guys a bit of an insight, a bit of an idea of the person behind the short videos. Yeah, so I won't stop doing these ever, but I will take breaks from doing them when I'm busy. So yeah, I'm back to creating long form videos. If you watch my long form videos, you'll know I try and post these weekly, but I will miss the odd week when I'm busy. But what I wanted to do is, I've just celebrated 5 years of Jump Rope, 5 years of Lauren Jumps. I wanted to come on and I just wanted to go through my top 10 most viral YouTube shorts. I thought it'd be a really fun thing to do, a really fun way to reminisce, a really interesting thing to see, like what have been my most popular videos over the last 5 years. Some of them may have a story, so I can share that with you as well. For those of you who don't know, I started skipping, which I now often refer to as jump rope because most of the world refers to it as that. I started 5 years ago in lockdown in 2020, got furloughed from my job. Myself and my now husband, we were due to get married, like, I think our wedding got cancelled 2 to 3 weeks before it was meant to happen, and my company actually went into administration, so things were really uncertain and we were all in the same boat, weren't we? And a lot of people had it a lot worse than me, so I'm grateful I didn't have it as bad as some. But for me, my world fell apart. I had a lot of things that were going right for me that year, a lot of things to look forward to. We had our wedding booked, our honeymoon booked, it was meant to be the best year of our lives, and suddenly all of that was just taken away from us. I decided in lockdown to start skipping whilst I was furloughed. I just wanted something to keep me busy and distracted from the uncertainty, and I didn't even think of the fitness side. I actually just wanted to learn all the tricks, but obviously it was a great way to stay in shape as well. But I didn't actually do any cardio before that. I was just doing strength training in the gym. I always hated cardio, but suddenly I just found a cardio that I enjoyed. So I started skipping, and then I was just sharing my journey on Instagram because there was this little tiny community at the time. People were sharing their videos, they were sharing tricks they were learning, routines to try. There weren't really people doing what I do nowadays. Actually, there wasn't at all, not like to the extent, not like choreographing routines all the time. I wanted to get involved in that, and that's why I started my account. But little did I know it would become what it is today, and people would actually follow me for inspiration. People would ask me for help on their journeys, and that I'd actually end up helping so many people on their journeys, and launching my app Fancy Feats, and launching my line of ropes, and working with so many brands. And yeah, I just had no idea that fast forward 5 years that I'd be doing all of these shenanigans in front of over 7 million people across all my platforms. So it has been a wild journey. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of that. You guys ultimately fuel the fire in my belly. You enable me to pursue my passion and make it worthwhile sharing my passion. Even if you don't end up doing this, by actually supporting my journey, you help me to reach so many people whose lives jump rope changes. I get so many DMs every day from people saying how jump rope has changed their life, or their child was depressed, their child's being bullied at school or something, and they come home and now they started skipping and they're so much happier, and it's a healthy way to channel their energy. And there's so many stories you guys send me, and it's amazing the difference it makes. So thank you, whether you get involved with jump rope or you don't. I'm just grateful that you're supporting my journey. Let's get into this because I'm getting carried away. Also, by the way, another milestone, I'm nearly at 2 million subscribers. Like, I just can't believe I've just done that whole intro without mentioning that. That is wild to me. I always think like YouTube is the platform that people struggle to grow on the most. I've got nearly 3 million followers on Instagram. I've got over 2 million on TikTok. So yeah, YouTube is like the one that's a bit behind, but I never thought that it would catch up like it has. It's just always, I don't know, I find YouTube has been harder to crack. So I'm low-key surprised, high-key surprised. I'm telling you I'm surprised. So coming in at number 10, we have my Texas Hold'em routine. This song was unnecessarily controversial, wasn't it? People either loved it or people were pissed off. Like, all the country music fans were pissed off that Beyonce was doing something country or she wasn't doing something country. I don't do every song that's trending because I don't always love every song that's trending, but I sometimes do songs I don't love as well that are trending just because they're trending. But most of the time I actually am happy to pass on a trend if I don't like the song. I quite like this song as well, I'm not gonna lie. Don't come at me, don't at me. I actually quite liked it, but I actually am fed up with it now. So if I played this song now, I'd skip it. I took the opportunity to dress up for this. I choreographed this routine in the outfit, in the shorts and the shirt, with like another pair of boots on, but then I did it with these heeled boots, which are obviously like cowboy style boots. They're not total like, they're not proper cowboy boots. They had a heel, so that was quite difficult. Yeah, that was a challenging one. I'm just doing YouTube stats, by the way. I'm not looking at other platforms, and actually some videos went viral elsewhere and not on YouTube. Some stuff went viral on YouTube but not elsewhere. Like it's weird how it goes. The number 10, Texas Hold'em. Next up, we actually have a behind the scenes video for when I created a routine to a mashup of AC/DC and the Bee Gees. I nearly said the BCs. AC/DC and the Bee Gees. By the way, AC/DC, I have actually done multiple routines to Back in Black, which is what this is a mashup with, but YouTube just won't allow you to use that song. It just gets blocked straight away. Like, it's not even like a monetization thing, it just gets blocked. I don't know what's going on with AC/DC and YouTube, but that is like one of my favorite songs to jump to, and now I just have to avoid it because it's annoying to jump to something and then find I can't share it on YouTube. I have one particular routine which I can show you across all my other channels to that song, and it's always done really well, and I can't share it on YouTube. I bet that would be one of the most, that would definitely be one of the most popular if I could. But yeah, this was like one of my side-on routines, which actually I haven't done in ages, but this is just the behind the scenes. I find it interesting that the final video for this clearly isn't in my top 10, but the behind the scenes is. Like, why is that? What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer my behind the scenes or do you prefer the final video? Does it vary? Like, it's interesting to me because I always think the final video content is usually the most viral, but it's not always. It might as well be the fact that you could kind of hear AC/DC at the start more prominently, and people were like, oh, she's doing AC/DC, but then actually I came out with the Bee Gees mashup and it was disappointing. So maybe that was why, rather than the final version, which kind of, it goes straight into the Bee Gees quite quickly. Quite a tricky routine as well, so it's always nice when you see a tricky routine get like appreciated. It's annoying when the ones which take you 2 minutes get appreciated more. But hey, I'm not going to complain about it. This one, my Magente routine, which actually features, you'll see, it features in the top 10 a couple of times, but kind of in different ways. I don't know with this one. I think I might actually redo this one again soon. But I feel like, I don't know if it's the loop, because this whole thing, it loops as well, so I made an effort to make that happen. It is a really slick routine, to be fair, now I'm watching it. The song's really good. I've noticed on YouTube especially, like, Spanish songs do really well, so maybe it's a Spanish thing as well. But yeah, it's good to see that one up there. Coming in at number 7, we have my Holla Back Girl routine, Gwen Stefani. I did redo this one another time, but I don't think it performed as well as the first time. And I think the second time I did it was on holiday, and actually I think the backdrop was too busy actually when I remember. Whereas actually the trusty garden fence videos, a lot of those have made it into the top 10. So location, some of you are like, you need to change up your backdrops, and lots of you complained about my old fence, but I think it's authentic. I think people loved it anyway. I don't think it really mattered, did it? And now here I'm still trying to figure out which is my favourite backdrop and what's best for the lighting and everything. There's almost too much sunlight here. I need to sort some shade and plant some trees. It's lovely and there's lots of options, but I'm like always being blinded by the sun. But yeah, that one, I mean, it's a fun routine. I like how at the start, I'm facing the back. That's something a bit different, and doing my EB swing, and then I turn around. I guess there's that intrigue there in the first couple of seconds, and people are like, oh, what's she doing? She's facing the fence for a change. It's a short but sweet routine. That's another thing, the shorter routines tend to do the best. I don't know. But yeah, that's another good one. I might have to redo that one again soon as well. I do like redoing routines. Some of you recognise them, but some of you actually don't. So coming in at number 6, weeks, we have my most recent progress video. This was to Not Afraid by Eminem, and I actually saw another content creator use this song to show like their progress over a time period, and it just worked really well. It's very serious though. Sometimes I do like look at it and I'm like, it's such a serious song, and I'm just doing some skipping. Like, it's not some like extreme sport like, I don't know, surfing or skiing, or I'm just in my garden skipping. It was fun to edit, fun to look back on my journey. I think it was nice to show the progression through the years, because quite often I'll show some videos from 2020 and then I'll show whatever year I'm in and just jump to that. But actually this was a much longer video. It was like a minute long, so it took a lot more time to edit and like gather all the footage for it. But it was worth it because it shows people where you can be at each stage, like being able to see, okay, because sometimes actually now I'm 5 years into this, people see 2020 and then they see, okay, 2025, and they're like, oh, but that's so out of reach, that's like 5 years, like of course she's that good in 5 years. Like, but actually I made most of my progress in the first like 1 year, like 18 months, for people to be able to see actually the journey and where I got to, even like obviously in 2020 what I was doing, and then yeah, even 2021, so just in a year straight away what I was able to do. People look at that and they're like, you know what, if I can achieve what she's achieved in a year, in 3 years, I'll be happy. And on that note, whilst I'm nearly half, am I halfway through? I am halfway through. If you do want to get started, then download the free guide that's in the description to this video. I give you everything you need to get started for free, like all the information you need, because things like rope type, rope length, how long you jump for, what skills you start with, they're all going to make or break your progress. You'll either start and get frustrated because you've got the wrong equipment and the wrong length rope, or you'll start and actually get off to a decent start because you've got things right from the off. Check that out. And if you are more advanced and want to get into all the fancy tricks and stuff, then just jump straight into my app, Fancy Feet, so you can get a free trial for 7 days. So coming in at number 5. Oh my god, I totally forgot about this. I wonder how many of you remember this. Do you guys remember the Kala Chashma? Is that how you pronounce it? Kala Chashma? Kala Chashma? The thing with the guys in sunglasses doing at the wedding doing the dance. Like, that was how this song got trending. And then I did my own version. I put a comment where someone was like, do more wiggle wiggles on your videos, and then I made it look like I was reading it, and then I went into the wiggles like really aggressively on the beat drop in this video. I'd completely forgot about this video. This was quite a long time ago as well. I mean, obviously there's some videos actually that I might have shared recently that will be in the top 10 after like a year, but it's difficult to know. I mean, some of these have been on here for longer, so they've had time to accumulate the views. Yeah, so this trend, that was fun. You guys loved it, but I actually cringe a little bit at it now. It's funny how I cringe at, like, so many people love this and people aren't writing in the comments that they find it cringe, but watching myself do it, I find it cringe because it was a little while ago, and like even some of my movements are a bit harsher and less relaxed, and yeah, but it's a good one to do. Maybe I should just repost it and see how it does. So coming in at number 4, we have my behind the scenes of another video, so not the actual final one. So this is for Barbara Asks for Barber Bar. I'm so surprised on YouTube that Barbara Asks for Barber Bar didn't make the top 10. It made the top 12, but the behind the scenes did. How interesting. I actually think this had the best hook, because I was like, Barbara Asks for Barber Bar. Barbaros, and I was trying to pronounce it, and I think it was a good hook. I think it was a good hook. Like, the thing with social media is sometimes it's not about the content. Really, the hook is so important, and there's some routines I do that I'm like, that should have done so much better, but it just didn't have that kind of instant hook at the start. So it's funny, like a really average routine, if it has a good hook, then it doesn't matter how average the routine is. But ultimately, I'd get bored if I just focused on hooks and not making an effort with my content. I'd much rather have less engagement and have enjoyed creating a routine. And I know that those of you who follow avidly and are really interested in what I'm doing and come back to my page, I know you guys do notice that. I think it's just for the masses, like when you go beyond your subscriber base and your closer following, appealing to those people, that's when you're like looking at hooks and stuff over the content itself as a whole. On other channels, I actually put the mistake making this where I whacked my face with the rope, I actually put that as the hook on other channels and it did well there, but it did well without that as a hook here. You know what, this was just a good behind the scenes. It was vibey. I enjoyed creating this routine. It makes a big difference. Sometimes I get quite frustrated creating routines, and sometimes there's a nice balance. Like I get frustrated, but I'm still I still am having a good time. Sometimes it just goes a bit far or not enough happens. Like it's a funny one with the behind the scenes ones because I do share a lot of them basically. I try and share as many as I can. I can't share them all obviously, otherwise I'd be sharing behind the scenes every day and I wouldn't have space to share my actual final videos. Sometimes they're just a bit uneventful, and I think if it's uneventful and I get a bit aggy and the only thing that's eventful is me getting aggy, it can be a bit like, did she enjoy it? Like I don't look like I'm having fun, when actually it's weird. There is this weird satisfaction, like I'm still having fun even when I'm frustrated. Like, I don't know, I don't understand the psychology of it. So yeah, that was, I mean, it's one of my favourite routines. That. Coming in at number 3, we have, so this is the routine I talked about earlier, the Mijenti one. And was it Mienti? How do you pronounce it? G's aren't silent, are they? In Spanish, I don't know. Is it Mijenti? I haven't pronounced it right, whatever it is. But this was back in, when I went away with Red Bull to the freestyle football in Croatia. And I got to obviously meet other freestyle footballers and stuff. And I met Olivia and we created this together. It was a really cool collab actually. And actually we should probably reshare this soon so more people see it. Like, it was just fun. And it was quite fun to show it like freestyle football versus jump rope. And actually that probably as well helped because people were like, oh, I want to see the comparison, because you kind of see the football at the start and then it switches to me and then you're waiting for the freestyle football, you know it's coming and people want to see it. So it was good. It was a good way to bring the two sports together. Obviously it was a successful routine on its own, so then to do it this way, it was like double whammy. As I said, I need to redo that routine. Okay, now we're going into the top 2 and there's a big jump here because we're going from 33 million views to 78 million views. So the difference is huge. 78 million views in second place is this video where I'm demonstrating how I do not speed up my videos. Oh my god, this comment section still haunts me. Every day I get people in it still. I mean, I bet if I look now, there's people in it. 1 day ago, 2 days ago, like people still commenting. And you know what, in hindsight, I'm like, maybe I didn't explain this well enough because I actually think I was too clever with the editing to demonstrate my point. So my idea was, people keep accusing me of speeding up my videos. So to show them that I don't, I'm gonna put myself alongside a version of me that's sped up doing the routine and a version of me that's doing it real time. People don't see me do the routine and speed it up. They don't see that and think that I've sped it up. They see me doing a routine at the time and they accuse that of being sped up. So it's actually difficult to explain this, but I was like, I'm not gonna just speed myself up because it will look so obvious because I'll be ridiculously fast. But in my opinion, if I do a routine slowly, so I purposely did the routine slowly and then I sped it up to match the actual speed, because that is what people accuse me of. People don't accuse me of doing my routine at the actual speed they are and then speeding them up from there, because obviously they would look ridiculous. I wanted to kind of match what people are accusing me for and then demonstrate that actually if I do this routine slow and speed it up, my jumps are higher, because when you jump slowly you jump higher. When you jump fast you have to jump low so that you get back on the ground as fast as possible. When you jump slow you need to jump higher so that you're not landing too fast and hitting the rope. You need to jump slower and higher. When you speed up someone who's jumping slower, they're like this. Whereas someone who's actually jumping fast is like this. Whereas this is unnatural. Because of gravity, everything falls at a certain pace, obviously depending on how heavy they are. But the human eye knows, because we've grown up watching someone jump up and down, like, or you jump up and down yourself. If you jump in the air, you know roughly how it's going to look and how long it's going to take for you to fall to the ground. If somebody falls really quickly, if someone's going up and falling really, really fast and going high as well in that case, you can tell it's sped up. So I was like, I'll put these alongside each other, and I was really smart about it. I thought I worked out the tempo of the routine, and then I worked out an amount that I needed to slow it down by. So I did a slower paced song so that I'd still be on the beat, or I slowed down the song, I can't remember. I slowed down the song and then I did it on the beat of that, because this was ages ago, I can't actually remember exactly what it was, but I basically slowed it down, I did it on that beat, and then I sped it up to match exactly, so that when I put them alongside each other, I could actually clone myself and make it look like I'm duetting myself next to each other. So the real time you could see me, and then the sped up and I did it, and you can see it. I did real time LJ, sped up LJ. You can clearly see when you look on the right with my head bobbing up and down so fast, you can see that it's sped up. Whereas on the left, I'm so close to the ground. And everyone well, I say everyone, it's still a minority, but they think they're right because loads of people have obviously liked their comments, but still there's 2.7 million likes on this video. So obviously we can assume that 2.7 million people think it is a good demonstration. But as soon as you get the top comments, people being like, this is ridiculous, and people trying to argue with me, there were loads of like, no, sorry, I put a comment on and then people disagreed with me, and there's like 1,000 likes on their comment, and then they think that everyone agrees with them, and I'm like, no, that's actually only 1,000 likes compared to all the 2.7 million that like this video. Anyway, it's actually, even if 1% of people who watch this video don't understand it, that's still thousands of people. So it's like, it's still a lot of people commenting, and it's just so annoying. So they're like, why did the videos finish at the same time? As if to say, you haven't proved anything, they finish at the same time. So they're expecting the sped up version of me to finish faster because it's sped up. But I'm like, I did the routine slower and then sped it up to match me on the left. And this is written in the caption. So why can't people read and understand that? Also, I wrote on there, the sped up me makes me seasick. I realised that seasickness is something you get on a boat. Because I'm bobbing up and down, my point was that on a boat you get seasick because it's going up and down so much. So that was my point. It was obviously just metaphorical, but then people were putting me up on that and saying, you don't know what seasick means, you can't get seasick watching something. And I'm like, I know. You know what? It is so funny because I shouldn't get annoyed about this stuff. It's getting really dark. But it's so hard not to get annoyed when you read some comments sometimes. I know I've been doing this 5 years, and I know people say, just ignore them, they're idiots. I know they're idiots. I can't complain because that video went super viral and it still picks up to this day. I know people use this as a tactic, like if you put something that's incorrect even in a video, can go more viral because something is incorrect. And I don't think this went as viral on other platforms, it's just YouTube where it's gone crazy. Number 1, my most viral video on YouTube ever has 130 million views, quite a lot more than the 78 million of second place. And it is my AI versus AI practicing. Somebody commented, AI is getting too good, I can hardly tell anymore, on TikTok. Personally, I think it's just as likely they were joking as they were being serious. And also I think it's a compliment. But I then thought, you know what, I'm actually just gonna use that bit, that post, that part of it, and show AI versus AI practicing to show that I am real, just in case there's any doubt. Myself getting it, and then that comment, and then afterwards I took the sound off, the music off, and just had me going bing bap boom 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 bop bam as I was practicing it, and obviously messing up a couple of times as well. You know what, it's just the simplest edit, and I just came up with this idea and it took me a couple of minutes. I think it's my most viral post on every platform. I didn't actually see this as overly negative. I didn't see it as a troll comment. I didn't know the intentions of this person. Like, I actually think there's just as much chance. It's like saying so good it looks like AI, but I don't know. Actually, it turns out that a lot of people then, after this went viral on TikTok, which is where the comment came from, people went to find that comment and then they were speaking to this person, and this person was actually trying to say to them they didn't believe it was real and they thought there was editing involved. In hindsight, I now realise that person did have negative intentions, but I actually didn't realise that when I created the post, and I just thought it'd be quite fun. So yeah, that is my most popular video on YouTube. So I've had 1.2 billion views on my channel, which is pretty crazy. Over 7 million watch hours. Imagine 7 million hours. Crazy. So yeah, there we have it. Do you guys recognize any of these videos? Were any of these videos ones that led you to discover my channel? Because it's quite likely that they were. So I'm interested to know, and if any of those you guys particularly remember, or on the other hand never saw and totally missed despite being in the top 10, I want to know about it. So let me know in the comments. I'm gonna get back to creating more long form content soon. Now things are kind of settling down and I'm getting past this crazy patch I've been through. And let me know as well if there's any videos that come to mind that you remember me for, that's something that is your favourite video of me that you always remember that actually isn't in the top 10. I'm interested to know that as well. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will see you in my next video. That's a wrap, innit?